Happy 30th anniversary, Channel 12.
Channel 12, WISN TV, Milwaukee. This is Channel 12 News with Mike Anderson and the Channel 12 News team.
Good evening. Milwaukee police tonight have a 41-year-old man in custody in connection with the rape and abduction of 3 little girls yesterday. Authorities believe the man abducted an 8-year-old girl, her 6-year-old sister, and a 5-year-old neighborhood girl who were playing in front of a home near 28th and North Avenue. Police think the man took the children to his apartment where he raped 2 of them. The man later took the children back home, and one of them told her mother what happened. President Reagan today approved punishment for junior-level CIA operatives responsible for a controversial handbook on guerrilla warfare written for Nicaraguan rebels. A White House spokesman says Reagan cited lapses in judgment or performance by no violations of the law. It is not certain whether any firings will result from the punishment. A noted Wall Street analyst said in Milwaukee today that the stock market and the economy are on the verge of busting loose, that good times are ahead. The comments came today during Investment Fest 84, a get-together of companies and prospective investors. Analyst Bob Nurux, also known as the Elf on the Wall Street Week program, says conditions are right for a bull market. He cautioned, however, that despite the optimism caused by Ronald Reagan's re-election, the deficit problem looms big still. In the meantime, Nurux says the tendency of businesses to play it close to the vest means profitable times are ahead.
Businesses will continue to try to reduce their costs to operate more profitably in a less inflationary environment, which means that somewhere along in the next upcycle, profit margins will improve dramatically, returns on investment will improve dramatically. That, combined with lower interest rates, will mean that price-to-earnings ratios on stocks will expand. In other words, the price of the stocks relative to its underlying earnings power will go up. And historically, it's been under those conditions that you've had the most dynamic moves upwards in the stock market.
Nurux also predicts the prime interest rate will eventually drop down to single digits. A former leader of the Wobblies, a radical socialist labor group, was in Milwaukee today as part of a labor remembrance of World War I. The Great War, as it was called, began 70 years ago in 1914. The industrial workers of the world, nicknamed the Wobblies, called it a bankers' and merchants' war, saying workers were victims of the conflict. The labor remembrance included anti-war memorabilia and presentations by a UWM professor, military history, and former Milwaukee mayor and socialist Frank Ziedler. Taps and anti-war songs were also played. Despite 2 world wars and the passage of time, Thompson says the IWW's position remains the same today.
Had no business killing each other. And I say that is still our belief, and I say it's our hope for the future. If the working class can get the notion that they shouldn't kill each other, I don't think the people that sit in swivel chairs are all going to get out and go and kill each other. So our hope is still that the working class will come to that sense that that is not their business killing one another, killing each other's kids.
Thompson says workers probably voted for Ronald Reagan this year because they thought they could make their jobs more secure by improving the economy. Thompson says he, however, voted for Walter Mondale. The first open house in 31 years drew waiting lines of people today at the Oak Creek Power Plant. The Wisconsin Electric Plant is the largest in the state, generating nearly 1.5 million kilowatts of electricity. The facility also generated plenty of interest. Nearly 2,000 took the tour. And here are some interesting facts. There are 9 turbines, 8 use coal, 1 uses natural gas to make electricity. The coal-fired furnaces use about a train of cars worth of coal every hour. The furnaces help create steam, which powers the generators. The open house drew many past and present power plant employees visiting on their day off.
I'm often inside of the plant on Saturday afternoon. I'm here with my father and my son to show them the plant and the things that I'm involved in doing for the company.
31 years ago, the unit came in and Hi, John. Hi, John. Went out, and they had no provision for heat. So we had to work. I was working down below the turbine machining, and we almost froze that winter.
It's pretty cool.
You figured a power plant, you didn't need no heat.
The plant employs 500 people. Coming up, Wisconsin doctors take up the costly matter of malpractice suits today in Milwaukee. That story and more health news in a moment.
It's right, it's good, it's here. Papstills the place, friends all around. Papstills the place.
Sure doesn't leave you thirsty.
Now, what'll you have?
Hello, Fred. Morning, Walt.
There ought to be something useful we can do.
Better hurry, Henry.
With all this garbage.
Got it.
Well, beginning next year in Tampa, Florida, Waste Management will be taking the city's trash and turning it into electricity.
Take it easy, fellas.
Now ask yourself,
See you tomorrow, Henry.
isn't that better than just throwing it all away? Waste Management, helping the world dispose of its problems.
Remember to donate Food for Families at your local grocery store. Or send your contribution to Food for Families, Box 402, Milwaukee 53201.
The only difference between these 84 Corvettes is the gasoline they're using. This one accelerates faster with Amoco Premium Lead-Free. It's the highest octane lead-free you can buy, and the same high-performance gasoline that helps solve engine problems like knock and run-on in your car.
That extra mile.
The shape of things to come has come. The Audi 5000S, sedan, wagon, turbo.
Test drive the 1985 Audi 5000s at your nearest Milwaukee Land Audi dealer today.
The State Medical Society of Wisconsin wrapped up its annual leadership conference in Brookfield today, and as medical reporter Tom Andrews found out, doctors from all over the state remain deeply concerned over the issue of malpractice lawsuits.
Modern medicine, new surgical techniques, better medications, and ever-changing technology. All these things combine to give some patients a second, even a third chance at living where none would have been possible in years past. But what happens when something goes wrong? When a doctor makes a mistake? More and more often, the result is a malpractice lawsuit. And that's one of the things these doctors met to discuss today at the State Medical Society's annual leadership conference. There are no simple answers to the problem, but members of the society want to work with state lawmakers to better police the offenders and make patient compensation more fair.
And we have specifically recommended that the amount of awards, for example, in the area of pain and suffering, be limited. We've found that the awards for non-economic damages like pain and suffering exceed the actual damages that have been awarded to patients, and we don't think that's right. Only about one-third, about 30 cents out of every dollar that I pay for malpractice insurance ever gets into the hands of the patient.
As a member of the Society's Medical Liability Committee, Dr. Listwin points out that Wisconsin doctors pay anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000 a year in malpractice insurance premiums.
Well, we'd certainly like to make sure that medical malpractice insurance is available to us because I can't conceive of practicing without adequate insurance coverage. Also, I'd like to see the number of suits brought under control and the size of the awards controlled in some way.
Tom Andrews, Channel 12 News, Brookfield.
In tonight's Health Beat update now, Dr. Timothy Johnson discusses some diseases pets can transmit to their owners and what we can do to prevent them.
If you ask most pet owners to name the diseases that their pet may carry, most would probably have a hard time. But in fact, there are a number of diseases which animals can transmit to their owners. For example, cat owners should be aware of toxoplasmosis, a parasite that is a threat to pregnant women. This disease can cause brain damage or birth defects in the newborn, according to Dr. Ann Baker, a physician with a special interest in animal diseases.
Let someone else empty the kitty litter box rather than the pregnant woman. Or if she must do it, wear gloves and wash her hands carefully afterwards.
Uncovered sandboxes can also be the source of pet-transmitted health problems. Animals who use sandboxes as litter boxes can deposit roundworm eggs in the sand. These eggs could be picked up by children playing there.
I think it's important that we as parents teach the children or try to help them cut down on pica or the eating of soil or sand.
Obviously, there are some legitimate worries about diseases that we might catch from animals. However, there are also some unnecessary worries. For example, a few years ago, some very preliminary studies suggested the possibility that small dogs like this might contribute to multiple sclerosis in humans. Since then, other studies have disproven that hypothesis. There has also been the theory that cat leukemia might somehow be transmitted to humans, but again, no evidence of that to date. With this Health Beat update, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
And with this weather update, here's meteorologist Robin Marshment.
We're going to report something tonight that we haven't done all year. Wind chill factors.
Oh.
It's that cold and that close.
Okay, we'll be back with Robin in a moment.
Update on Health has been brought to you as a community education service by the Good Samaritan Medical Center through a special grant from the Samaritan Health Foundation, Incorporated.
Diakonia is a Greek word that means serving. It's our special word for the philosophy of care at Good Samaritan, a private church-affiliated nonprofit medical center. The purpose of our founders was to provide a ministry of healing for the total person, with sensitive concern for each patient's emotional, spiritual, and psychological needs, as well as physical. That's still our purpose today. We look forward to continuing the tradition of diakonia.
Week at Calder's Furniture and Appliance Galleries. Sofas you can have at home today. Sofas priced to beat the competition at $7.99, $6.99, even $5.99. Include a matching love seat and chair. This week at Calder's, you'll get a sofa, love seat, and chair for what you pay for the sofa alone. So remember, this week's sofas at $7.99, $6.99, even $5.99. Include a matching love seat and chair. Many include round-trip Eastern Airline tickets, too, this week at Calder's Furniture and Appliance Galleries, West Dallas.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Oh, look at this beauty. The folks have put a lot of love and a fair amount of money into it, but not for mufflers. After the first CarX muffler, the rest are on us, including installation.
Everybody come to the CarX man. He's great.
Oh, Mom.
Oh, you are too. You're great.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. You're never far from a CarX man.
Chilly weather with a threat of snow flurries. How about it, Robin?
It's done more than threatened to flurry. It already has. A few more may be possible later on tonight, and certainly those cold temperatures will be with us. Currently, our temperature in Milwaukee at Timmerman Field, 32 degrees, Mitchell Field, 35, dew point 31, our humidity 85%, north winds at 21, gusting to 30, giving us a wind chill factor of 10 degrees, the barometer 2987 and rising. Chilly throughout southeastern Wisconsin, with temperatures ranging in the upper 30s down around Kenosha to right around freezing just to the north and east of Milwaukee. As far as the rest of the country is concerned, it was a chilly day for the northern plains. Temperatures remained below freezing for much of the time, and temperatures were significantly warmer just to the south of us along the Ohio Valley and in the southeast, where temperatures reached into the 70s and 80s. The southeast had a different problem this afternoon. A couple of tornadoes were reported in northern Alabama along with some very heavy thunderstorms. Closer to home, 1 to 7 inches of snow fell in northwestern Wisconsin, down into Iowa, and even farther westward, some rain mixed with snow showing up now in the Pacific Northwest. Our satellite picture indicates nothing but cloud cover over Wisconsin, though some clearing is now showing up in the northwest. These clouds will be hanging with us overnight and possibly at least into the morning hours of tomorrow. Storm system responsible now in Indiana, and this storm system has been responsible for a variety of weather. To the south of us, rain showers throughout the southern Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, and closer to home, some light snow flurries have shown up here in Milwaukee, in the Upper Peninsula, and parts of southern Canada. But the one thing that we're really keeping an eye on are these winds, bringing in the cold and dry air into our region, which will be around for another day or so. High pressure tomorrow, however, will start to work its way into Wisconsin, clearing skies by tomorrow afternoon. Cold temperatures still in the 30s, but as this high continues to move eastward, toward the middle of next week, we should be seeing a warm-up. That means back to something close to seasonable and maybe even near 50 by Wednesday, and at least some sunshine. Meanwhile, the Weather Service 12 forecast is a chilly one for tonight. Cloudy, windy, with light drizzle or flurries, low 28. Northerly winds continuing at 15 to 20, diminishing a bit toward morning. For tomorrow, gradually decreasing cloudiness, but cold temperatures, high 38, northeast winds at 10 to 20. On Monday, mostly sunny and a bit warmer, high in the middle 40s, which is near our seasonal norms. The outlook for Tuesday calls for temperatures to be even a bit warmer, with highs reaching into the low 50s. Now, the snow flurries so far have not caused much in the way of traffic problems, but roads are wet, so if you are going to go out tonight, do be especially careful. Temperatures will be hovering right around freezing, so bundle up. That's the way it looks. Back to you, Mike, Kevin.
All right, Kevin, the Badgers looked good today, didn't they?
I don't sound too good, Mike. A little bit of a cold today. They did look good. They've really turned things on from the early season blahs. No reason to yawn today, though. Sports is next.
2 or 3 days in a hospital used to be required for many kinds of surgery.
Ready.
That can be done today without a hospital stay at all, and should be at a lot less cost.
Ready.
Outpatient surgery is one of many developments that our cost containment department is including in plans that it's designing for policyholders to save them money.
We'll be back before dinner, kids. Give me the caring car.
BMW presents the only form of interior decoration that ever made a luxury car perform better. Such decorations as an engine driven by microprocessors with an electronic system that actually calculates when service is needed, and an internationally patented suspension design. The BMW 528e, the difference between advanced gimmickry and advanced technology.
Contact your Milwaukee area BMW dealer for a thorough test drive.
It takes more than 75 full truckloads per week just to keep one Cub food store full. No other store in town sells that much food. Is it because we charge so little that we sell so much? Or is it because we sell so much that we charge so little? Whatever. The important thing is that Cub offers the lowest overall prices in town. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as long as we keep it that way, we'll just send it in one door and out the other.
We're now open at 3 locations, next to Capitol Court at 110th and Greenfield and at Chasen, Oklahoma.
Conn's made too many buys, so it's time to unveil the incredible Conn's Buying Power Overstock Sale. Conn's has too many tweeds to suit their needs. Wool blazers and slacks, they've got racks and racks. They've overstocked overcoats. It's not so bad when it means you'll get the best deal you ever had. Great deals on quality suits for winter and fall. They're all unbeatable values, and you know they're all at the Buying Power Overstock Sale. It's on now. It's at Conn's.
I'll talk about a packed sports day. We've got football, basketball, soccer, and Kevin has it all.
I'm going to try to pack it in, Mike. Here we go. You know, dissension still rocks the boat in the Marquette basketball program. Right on the heels of the Terry Reason dismissal comes another Warrior loss. Sophomore guard Richard McCormick of Syracuse has apparently left the team. He cites lack of playing time as the main reason, which is kind of unusual because the Warriors open their exhibition season tonight against China, working low to sophomore center Tom Copa. 22-9 Warriors. Time to relax. Mandy Johnson hits the short jumper. It's Cruz City from there. China tried going inside with little success. Rejected by Walter Downing. He had 8 block shots tonight. The fast break to Kerry Trotter. The Warriors easy winners, but still problems.
I think we played fair. You know, I get paid to respond. I mean, I'm a paid professional coach. I'd much rather be the lightning rod for any criticism than anyone criticize myself or any of the guys who have decided to leave the team. I mean, I'm paid to do this.
Marquette is a winner tonight, 79-51. Now, if only the Badgers could have started their season at the midway point. Another strong performance facing Purdue at home. Going into the second quarter with a 3-0 lead. Mike Howard gets rolling, hits Michael Jones. 43-yard touchdown, and it's 10-0. That holds to the half. The Badgers score quickly in the third quarter. Howard again, this time to Al Toon, 41 yards. Badgers look unstoppable. It's 17-0. Make it 17-7 into the third. Moving on into the fourth quarter. Everett. 42 yards to Bruce King on the receiving end. That's 12 minutes left in the game, 17-13. Howard stomps out that flicker, going to Al Toon again, this time around its 28 yards. The Badgers win it 30-13.
Just a great pleasure to go out with a win, and the offense, the defense, it's just a total game of day. The Badgers of 84 just put one together, all together in one day, and it just exploded on Purdue.
Final score, they did explode, 30-13. Big Ten, it's topsy-turvy this year. Michigan State at number 18, Iowa. The Spartans jump out to a 17-3 lead. Kelly Quinn, with his second block punt in 2 weeks, sets up one score. But the Hawkeyes come back. Chuck Long comes in the second half. and he's going to roll right here and connects. There you go, Chucky Baby to Jonathan Hayes in the final minute to cut it to 17-16. But on the two-point conversion, Long stopped just short of the goal line on this great tackle by Shane Bulla. The final is 17-16. Big upset. Ohio State, big winners over Northwestern. It's Michigan downing Minnesota. Illinois over Indiana tonight. The #1 team in the country falls. Washington at number 14, Southern Cal. The Trojans now the inside track, the Rose Bowl. Fred Kreitzer gets a pitch out in for the touchdown in the fourth quarter. The Huskies fall from the top. They lose it 16-7. Nebraska will probably take over that position. 41-7 winners over Kansas. Houston, a upset winner over Texas today, 29-15. BYU down San Diego State, 34-3. Undefeated South Carolina hosting Florida State. Gamecocks looking for a national championship. Opening kickoff of the second half. Raynard Brown goes down, almost touches his knee, bounces out of the pile, goes 99 yards for the touchdown. The final is 38-26. The most amazing comeback, Division I history. Unranked Maryland comes from a 31-0 halftime deficit against number 6 Miami. This bomb goes off the Miami defender to Greg Hill. 35-34 Terps. It's the 42-40 when Miami goes for the tie. Melvin Bratton is cut down short of the goal line, and then the onside kick is scooped up by Joe Kraus. Now he'll take that to the 1-yard line. Take my word for it. They run out the clock. It's Miami a loser, 42-40. Oklahoma State beats Missouri this evening, 31-13. Florida looks for its first SEC 27-0. It's Oklahoma down in Colorado. LSU by 2 over Alabama. TCU inside track there. Southwest Conference winners over Texas Tech. It's Boston College over Army. Doug Flutie becomes the all-time passing leader in NCAA history. SMU downs Rice. Another top 20 upset. 19th ranked West Virginia facing Rutgers. Rutgers scores first on Albert Smith's 7-yard run. They never trail and win by 4 the final. 23-19. Auburn, wow. Shellacked Cincinnati 60-0. It was Whitewater sharing a part of the WSUC title with a 49-0 win over Oshkosh. Concordia, a loser to Olivet Nazarene. The Bucks played well against the Pistons tonight, led most of the game, but didn't when it counted the most at the end of the game. Bucks go up quickly. Mike Dunleavy is a big catalyst in this game. He hits the three-pointer here and then follows just a short while later with another one. They're looking for their 6th straight, but the Bucks lead 96-94, a minute and a half to go. Isaiah Thomas, baseline jumper, ties it up. Then bringing the ball up, Dunleavy trips over the legs. Thomas takes it to Curitan. He's fouled. The Bucks take their 2nd loss of the season. The final from Detroit is 104-100. Chicago beats Indiana by 2. New York winner over Kansas City. Washington downs Boston. San Antonio over Cleveland. Houston beats the Clippers. It's Dallas over Seattle. Other games in progress. IHL. Milwaukee beats Muskegon. Dan Frawley the hat trick. They play at home tomorrow at 4:30 at the arena. And a new wave rolled into town tonight. That's not a haircut now, folks, but a soccer team, Milwaukee's own indoor soccer team, beginning their season against the Chicago Vultures tonight. Great crowd at the auditorium, 3,146. Well, that looks like the auditorium, but it's not quite. That's Marquette and UWM. There's the auditorium, you crazy kids. Get back inside and play. Come on. D. Duval had 2. Scored with just a minute to play, scores the winning goal. John Falazar, 2 goals, 1 assist. They play tomorrow night at Chicago. What an opening for that wave. They win it in a very exciting game, 8-7. Here we go, UWM, Marquette. Marquette's national soccer playoff hopes were dimmed today, facing UWM for the Milwaukee Cup. The Warriors have the ball close to the net in overtime, can't get it in, and they can't help but keep changing colors during the whole time. It ends in a 0-0 tie. Marquette at 14-2-4 still hopes for an NCAA bid. We'll hear about that Monday. And Pro Bowling has its 2nd millionaire. This man, Mark Roth, beat Pete Weber 243-153 to win the Greater Detroit Open. Roth won $18,000 today. Now joins Earl Anthony in the 7-figure club. And this afternoon, folks, red carpet celebrity lanes. Bowling with the beauties. The Miss Wisconsin candidates put on the shoes and bowled with some less than beautiful celebrities, including Brewer relief pitcher Tom Tellman. Tell me all about this, Tom, as we see you in perfect form here, going for just that spare.
And hopefully we'll be a little bit more successful as far as, monetary than we were last year.
Of course, that's all important, but what most of us came out here to see was you bowling, and could you tell me a little bit about that?
They all came out to see me bowl, which is true, and they all came out to see my 60 girlfriends who showed up today.
Oh, sure, Tom. We all believe you. Of course, most of the people showed up to watch my bowling form. including Kevin Hunt's partner, Rose Linsmeyer of Marshfield. What do you think of my performance today, Rose?
Oh, God.
Obviously, Rose was amazed by my performance. Thanks to the folks that helped put on this fine event together, as well as Gina Bond, a Miss Wisconsin candidate from Brookfield, who gave me some moral support through that pitiful showing. Girls State Swimming Homestead a winner today. Brookfield East is second.
Okay.
Wow.
Good
Let me
deal,
catch my
kid.
breath here, Mike.
Thank you. A chilly Milwaukee welcome for one of our newest residents in a moment.
This week, Broyhill or Chromecraft dining room sets at $8.98, $7.98, even $6.98. Include a matching china at Calder's Furniture and Appliance Galleries, West Dallas.
Jacob Best Premium Light. It's brewed to be a light beer from the start. That's why light beer drinkers who know better know best.
99 WMYX. Milwaukee's best music mix with fewer interruptions. WMYX, the mix.
If you have traditional health insurance, out-of-pocket costs can add up. Deductibles, co-payments, limited coverage, or no coverage for office visits and routine checkups. Now consider Samaritan Health Plan. No deductibles, total coverage for hospitalization and most medical needs. Coverage too for office visits, checkups, immunizations, and well baby care. Virtually no out-of-pocket costs. With Samaritan Health Plan, that's the bottom line.
Finally, this morning's chilly weather in Milwaukee was made to order for the folks at the county zoo. What better way to officially introduce the zoo's newest occupant, a polar bear? His name is Callisto, and he's 11 months old. Callisto was born at the Detroit Zoo, and when he came to Milwaukee, zoo officials held a Name the Bear contest. Julie Waldman of Jefferson had the winning entry, Callisto meaning Great Bear in the Sky.
We have to have the male, of course, to do any breeding. Milwaukee has a long history of breeding polar bears in captivity dating back into the early 1900s, and we hope to enter that again. They're a beautiful animal, and they are endangered, and they're always very popular with the people.
The bear was purchased for the zoo by WTMJ Radio and channel.
Gosh, I can't see that far.
Channel 4. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Are you allowed to say this on this channel? You're out of a job, buddy. I don't know.
Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy and have a good night, everybody.
This is Speak Out, your chance to let us know what you think. Pamela Erickson, coordinator of the Alliance for the Mentally Ill, wrote, "On behalf of the Alliance for the Mentally Ill of Greater Milwaukee, I would like to thank you for your commentary supporting psychiatric services for students. It is not widely known that symptoms of schizophrenia and manic depression begin between the ages of 15 and 35. We support the need for psychiatric services and eliminating the stigma now surrounding such treatment." And Keith Lester, whose wife has had her car damaged 3 times while teaching in school, wrote, "Teachers have it rough on several fronts, but one area that's a pressing concern is their safety at Milwaukee schools. There has been a rash of vandalism in several inner-city schools. I feel a message would be useful in reminding the police about the severity of this situation."